Hi guys, super, really well done for getting on. There wasn't too much notice given, so really well done for getting on. And I'm glad to see that you thought today's math was fairly easy. That's a really good sign that there hasn't been too much to get complicated over. So what I'm planning to do is whiz through the answers. There's really only one question there that I thought is worthwhile highlighting to you, just because it had a different skill involved. So I thought I'll do that on the whiteboard for you, and then once we finish the maths, then I'll give you a bit of a run through on the English and what it's going to involve, and hopefully you'll have the weekend to prepare for it. So I think it's going to be good timings, I think, to try this writing task. So as we were, answers, let's get going. And as always, if one of my answers doesn't quite match up to yours and you think you might be right, by all means just throw it up on the chat and then we can double check using the whiteboard. Okay, so question 4 is where we started today, and it just says change them all to the same units. So as we discussed, make sure they're all in the same format. For my answers, the format that I chose was just whatever the very first number was. So if the first question was in just milliliters, I gave my answer in just millimeters. If the first number in the question was liters, then my answer was liters. Okay, so that's kind of how I decided it. There is no right and wrong. It's whatever way you think is going to be the easiest to deal with the numbers. So you get to choose which method is best. But that's how I'm going to present my answers. Okay. Ready, let's have a look. Number 4, question A. My answer was 12,046 milliliters. 12046 milliliters. Question B, 5.542 liters. 5.542 liters. Question C was 12.828 liters. 12.828 liters. Question C was 8.303 liters. 8.303 liters. E was 11,841 milliliters. That's 11,841 milliliters. Question F then was 6 liters, 461 milliliters. That was question 4. Ed F, hopefully we got all of those right, all 6 right. Moving on then, question 5. Question 5, when painting the kitchen of his house, Tom used a 2.5 litre tin, a 1 litre 40 ml tin, and a 750 ml tin. How much paint did he use altogether? He used 4.29 litres, or 4,290 milliliters, or 4 liters, 290 milliliters. Okay, that one was making sure the 1 liter and 40 ml was the one to make sure that you convert it into the correct format, that you don't make it too big or too small. Okay, so that was question 5. 4.29 liters is how I presented it. Question 6. This is the one that I wanted to show you. It's out of a 2 litre carton of milk, the Murphy family drank the following amounts over 2 days. 128 mils, 3/8 of a litre, 0.2 litres, and 210 milliliters. So for this one, the only real reason I want to show you is because it has that 3/8 of a litre. Now remember I said you're going to come across lots of these types of questions and you'll just memorize fractions of amounts, you'll just know them. So like quarter of a litre, half a litre, round off the top of your head, 1/5 of a litre, 2/5 of a litre. Those are the common ones. 8ths, don't get asked too much, so you may not have known it. So anyway, just to double check, only because this skill falls under fractions of amounts. So you're dipping into a skill that we have done before, so hopefully we're fine. So if we've got 3/8 of a litre, essentially you've got 3/8 of 1,000 mils. Okay, and I can see the chats are going up, which is super. So for this, if we're doing fractions of amounts, we take our amount and we divide it by the denominator. Okay, so there's my 8. Into the bus stop goes 1,000. 8 into 1 doesn't go. 8 into 10 goes once, and 2 gets carried over. Multiply it by 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 375. Okay, so that's what the 3/8 equals. All right, 375 mils. All right, so if you have 3/8 of a liter, you have 375 mils. 1/8 equals 125 mils. If you can memorize it, absolutely brilliant. It'll speed you up in future, but it's 1/8 is never one that jumps into my head quite quickly. Okay, so once you've figured out 3/8 equals 375, your next task for question 6 was to add them all up. So we had, go over here, we had 128 plus 3/8, which is now 375. Then 0.2 liters. 0.2 liters is 200. And last one is 210. So add them all up. And we should have had 913 mils. Okay? 913 mils. With that 913, we're going to take it away from 2000. Very quickly, do you remember there was a lesson maybe about February time, around Valentine's? Remember I done a lesson on when it's subtraction, you can count forwards because it's easier sometimes. Well, this would be a really good example of where counting forwards is actually easier than doing column subtraction, because if you have a look, it's got this 0 and I've got to go all the way to the end and then bring my 1 all the way across. All right, so what I could do is do 913 and 2000. From 913, can I jump to the next 10? Yeah. 7 gets me to 20. 20 then to 1000 is 80. And then that's one jump of 1000. And then I can add them 3 jumps up. And my answer then should be, question this is 1087 milliliters. So how much, question 6, how much milk was left in the carton? 1087 milliliters, 1.087 liters, 1 liter, 87 milliliters. Any of those 3 formats is good for your answer. Alrighty. Hopefully we managed to get question 6 correct. So question 6 was 1.087 liters or 1087 milliliters. All right, really well done, guys, if you got that. Moving on, question 7 then. Question 7, we're now looking at takeaway. Again, just because it's milliliters and liters, doesn't change the rules of subtraction. Same process. Put them in the columns, work your way through. So for question 7, and again, with these, I presented my answer generally in whatever format the very first number was given in. Okay, so for me, the answer A was 8.315 liters. 8.315 liters. 7B, the answer was 4,574 milliliters. For question C was 5.962 liters. 5.962 liters. Question D, 7,982 milliliters. 7,982 milliliters. Question E was 1 liter, 154 milliliters. 1 liter, 154 milliliters. And question F then was 863 milliliters. 863 milliliters. Question 8. Question 8, similar to question 6, you had an oil tank with 500 liters, and then you had to add up what you'd used over the 3 weeks. So when I added up the 3 weeks, I got 79.79 litres. I took that 79.79 litres away from 500, making sure to keep place value. So units and units, and then tenths and hundredths drop underneath. And my answer then was 420.21 litres. 420.21 litres. You could have done 420,210 millilitres, or 420 litres, 210 millilitres. Whichever way you chose to format your answer, no problem. Alrighty, that was all questions. Really well done if you got everything correct. If that is the case, including that 3/8 of 1 litre, that's absolutely super work. I say that fractions of amounts is one of them. I am planning on getting a video out that looks at fractions and looks at maybe adding fractions and subtracting fractions, just to help us recap on that, because it's a tricky skill. Okay, so guys, that's maths done for the week. English today, you don't have much work to do on the English as such today. We'll pick it up and we'll do the big write on Tuesday and Wednesday, or Monday. You're going to start to plan it and get some words down and stuff. But here's your task. You're going to write a film review. So I kind of thought most of us, probably along with our families, maybe watching some films, lots of TV anyway. So I thought, why don't we try a film review? So on Tuesday, you're going to be doing a film review. That's going to be your big write. There are a few things to take note of on how to present it and what type of things that you're looking for. I will go through these again. I do plan to do a live session on Monday to help with the English, okay? So what I'm going to suggest that you do is choose a really good film. Maybe your favorite film and you want to watch it again, or give yourself a big challenge and watch a brand new film that you've never seen before, and then you can look at it with open eyes, without any thing. Now, the only one that I want to point out for now, I will do it on Monday, but the only thing I want to point out is the plot does not get revealed in a film review. So in the film review, you are not overly discussing the plot. You can mention the plot, whether it was believable, whether it was interesting, whether the plot kept you wanting to keep watching, that type of thing. But you don't actually give any spoilers away. So, I can't believe Tom died at the end of the movie. You wouldn't write that in a film review, because you're giving it away then for people that are reading your review. So you don't give away the plot, but you can discuss it without giving away the sort of ins and outs. Okay, does that make sense? So as I said, all you're really doing is I want you to watch a movie. And again, you can get the family reviewed. And in fact, what you could try and do is get someone else in the house to watch the film and get them to do a film review as well. And see on Tuesday, when you both do your film reviews, did you make it the same? Okay, did you find the same things about the movie? Did you find the same strengths in the movie? Did you maybe dislike the same things in the movie? That type of thing. It'd just be interesting because, again, this links to real life jobs like film critics and journalists and that type of thing. So there's real life jobs out there, even putting up blogs, doing your own vlog, all that type of stuff on films, all really popular at the minute, all really achievable. So this is our writing skill that we're going to practice now over the weekend and into next week. So we're looking at film reviews, okay? So hopefully you've got a really good choice of movie, and that's about it. So bear that in mind, and on Monday, have your movie watched, and on Monday I'll go through the criteria. How about that? Okay, so that's it, guys. Really well done for this week. It's another week down, a little short one, which is nice. So keep cracking on with the work and enjoy your weekend. Alrighty, stay safe, guys.